It is Tuesday, March 26, 2013, and today's screenshot of the day comes from me! Good morning, Eorzea. Now Celestine here. I know I was off for a day or two, but let's dive right into the meat and potatoes of today's show. We're going to start off with the Letter from the Producer Live, Part 6 announcement. April 4th at 4 a.m. Pacific or 1 a.m. Eastern, there will be another Letter from the Producer Live, so be sure to tune in, and all the details are available on the Lodestone if you want to watch. Also, we have a couple of questions that were answered over on the Lodestone forums. Two questions were the fact that Yoshida-san offered a RP server, or at least the fact that they were going to look into it. They still haven't gotten one yet, but they are still deciding whether or not to have one. The second was how we were going to get our names into the credits. Now, what they're planning on doing is an online registration which allow you to use either your real name or an alias name of your choice with up to 13 characteristics in both the first and last name. First and last letters must be capitalized. There'll be no symbols and no numbers. And if you have any suggestions on that, you can go to the Lodestone topic, which will be in the description below. I'd like to note as well that later on the channel today, you should see some new stuff. I'm looking forward to having a Bioshock episode up on there, so feel free to check that out if that's your interest. If not, don't worry about it. This is probably going to be one of the few times I announce it. So without any further ado, let's dive right into today's Square Logic. We're going to talk today about Sid. Every Final Fantasy reinvents itself with a new world and a new cast, but few things are always certain. There will always be chocobos ever since Final Fantasy II, and as such as well, there will always be a Sid. Throughout the entire history of the franchise, Sid has been a recurring character in every game to feature the words Final Fantasy in its title, and a few games that actually didn't. There was even a Dr. Sid in Final Fantasy The Spirits Within CGI movie that was released in 2001 by Squaresoft. I would like to mention that Dr. Sid is not spelled the traditional C-I-D, but is in fact spelled S-I-D. Each new game pretty much brings us a new Sid, but there are some elements that the Sids tend to share other than just their names. They're almost always notably older than the main protagonist, and are generally proficient in some variety of science or engineering. It's very common for a game's Sid to be closely tied with airships or other dramatic technological advancements. Sid has been everything from an NPC character to a character in the player's party to a distant reference, and once or twice he's even been an enemy. When asked why he was always introduced as a character named Sid, Hironobu Sakaguchi-san had the following to say: "There really isn't any deep meaning to it. We just wanted to make a character that would appear in various forms in all games. I guess I've always had a soft spot for that kind of character. Sid is like the Yoda from the Star Wars series, very intelligent and wise." That was by Hironobu Sakaguchi-san at the EGM2 in August 1997. Now, it isn't immediately clear where Hironobu-san got the name Sid. The word in Spanish means Lord, and is often a reference to El Cid, who became the legend or national hero of Spain throughout his many military victories in the 11th century. In Final Fantasy XIV, Cid Nan Garland is the leader of the Garland Iron Works. He is the son of Minas von Garland, who is credited with inventing Magitech and for the Garlean Empire. When Cid sees the destruction wrought by his father's inventions, he betrays the Empire and founds the Garland Ironworks to bring Magitech to Eorzeans and try to balance the playing fields. He even lends the use of his personal airship, the Enterprise, to the players so they can face Nail Van Darnus on the Ribbon Road. Well, that's all we have for today's show. As always, you can leave any positive or negative comments in the box below. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on Twitter, and you can use the Lodestone private message or YouTube if you have any suggestions, comments, or screenshots. This is now Celestine, bidding you adieu.